we are going to discuss lecture 2. Okay, in lecture 2, first I am going to discuss Coulomb's law, right? So, as you know, same charge, right? Suppose positive repel each other, right? And positive negative is attract each other, right? Attracting and repelling, right? That means applying some force, yes or no, right? Attracting or repelling, right? That means attracting and repelling means what? Applying some force, right? So Coulomb's law is basically related to find force between two charges, right? So see what is the Coulomb's law? Okay. So Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law, right? So I'm writing here. It is related to find force between two charges, right? So it is related to force between two charges, right? Two charge, okay? So what is Coulomb's law, right? Suppose two charges here, right? Suppose this one is a Q1, right? And another charge is this one, right? This is charge Q2, right? And separation between these two charges R, right? So according to Coulomb's law, suppose force between these two charges F, right? Suppose force between two charges F. F is the force which is acting between these two charges, right? So this, according to Coulomb's law, this force is proportional to product of Q1 and Q2, right? And this force is also inversely proportional to the square of distance between these two charges, right? What is distance between two charges? R, right? So we can see according to Coulomb's law, S is directly proportional to Q1 into Q2, right? And F is inversely proportional to R square, right? So from these two expressions, we can write here F is directly proportional to Q1, Q2 and inversely proportional to R square, where R is distance between these two charges, okay? Suppose now if I am going to remove proportionality sign here, right? So I have to bring a constant here, Q1, Q2, phi, R square, right? This constant is known as electrostatic constant, right? So this constant is known as electrostatic constant, electrostatic force constant, okay? Electrostatic force constant, okay? Electrostatic force constant, right? And this K is basically equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, right? 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, and numerical value of this constant is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9, right? What about the Newton? What about the unit of this one? Unit will be, you can see from here, if I am going to shift this one to this side, so it becomes Newton meter square per coulomb square, right? So from here you are able to find the unit of K, right? So unit of K will come Newton meter square per coulomb square, right? Now you can see what is epsilon 0. This one is epsilon 0, right? Epsilon 0 is known as epsilon 0, right? This one is known as this one is read as epsilon 0, right? Okay, and epsilon 0 is known as permittivity, right? Permittivity, right? Permittivity of free space, right? Permittivity of free space, okay? Permittivity of free space, okay? Permittivity of free space, okay? Now, what is the value of this constant, right? So, value of this constant is 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12, right? And unit is, we can write here unit also, and unit is equal to coulomb square per Newton meter square, okay? Coulomb square per Newton meter square, okay? So this is all about your Coulomb's law, right? So force, so according to Coulomb's law, force is proportional to Q1 into Q2, right? Product of Q1 into Q2, and inversely proportional to square of separation between these two charges, right? So finally I got from this with the help of these two expression we are able to write this one again. If I am going to remove proportionality sign, again constant will come here, and this constant is known as electrostatics force constant, right? And this is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, right? And numerical value of that one is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9, okay? And this one is known as epsilon 0, right? And epsilon 0 is known as permittivity of free space, which is equal to 8.854, okay, into 10 to the power minus 12, right? So these are the constant. You try to remember this value as well as this value, right? Okay. So next we are going to write some points, right? Next we are going to write some points, okay? So now we are going to write some points related to Coulomb's law, right? Some points related to Coulomb's law, right? Suppose first point, right? First point is this law is only applicable for point charge, right? This law is only applicable for point charge. Okay. And second point, as you know, with the help of Coulomb's law, I calculated the force, right? How much force is acting? This is equal to K Q1 Q2 by R square, right? So see, this force will act along the line joining two charge, right? So second point we can write here electrostatics. Second point we can write this force act along line joining two charges, right? This force acts along the line joining two charges, right? So, and one more point we have to write. Okay, one more point I have to write. And what is that? This force is this force is known as action reaction pair, right? Action reaction pair. Action reaction pair, right? What is action reaction pair? What is reaction reaction pair? Suppose this is the two charge, right? This charge is applying force on this one in this direction, right? And this charge is also applying in force in this direction, right? And both forces how much? F, right? Now you can see this one is applying F force in this direction, right? Same amount of force this one is also applying on this one in this direction, right? So see, this one is both is applying equal and opposite force on each other, right? So this type of force is known as action reaction pair, right? So next we are going to take one question, right, on this formula. Okay, this is the formula, you have to remember it. Okay, r squared, sorry, here r squared. So now with the help of this formula, right, you know this formula, K, F is equal to K Q1 Q2 by R square, where F is the force between two charges, right? So now we are going to take one example, right? And with the help of that example, we are going to calculate force between two charges, okay? Now see, this example basically I am taken from your NCERT book, okay? That one is given in example, given in exercise, right? So you can see your, just you see in your example, it's in exercise, right? This question is given in exercise and question number is 1.1, right? And what is that question? What is that question? Suppose, see the question, what things are given? In that question, two charges given, right? And both charges separated by some distance, right? And distance is also given. So, I am writing here what data is given in the question. Q1 is given, right? And Q1 is equal to given 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb, and Q2 is given 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb, right? And separation between these two is given. Separation, you know, R, right? So R is given in the question, and R is given, how much R is given? 30 centimeter, right? R is given 30 centimeter, okay? R is given 30 centimeter. So these are the data given in the question, right? And suppose this one is your Q2, this one is your Q2, Q1 is given, Q2 is given, R is given, right? You know the formula. So according to formula, right? What is the formula? F is equal to K Q1 Q2 by R square, right? So value is already given, right? But we have to do one thing here. R is given in centimeter, right? And this one is given in coulomb, right? Coulomb is SI unit of charge, right? So we have to convert this one also in SI, right? So that means in place of 30 centimeter, we have to write 30 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter, right? I am writing here 10 to the power minus 2 meter, 10 to the power minus 2 meter, because I converted centimeter into meter, right? So now all value is available in centimeter. So by substituting all value in this formula, we are going to get the answer, right? So now I am going to substitute the value, right? And k is not given, right? What is the value of k? 9 into 10 to the power 9, right? And q is how much? 2 into 10 to the power minus 7, right? And q2 is how much? 3 into 10 to the power minus 7, right? And in denominator, what value we have? 30 into 10 to the power minus 2. And we have to put a square here, because see here r square, right? Now see, we can write here further 9 into 3, 10 to the power 7 into 10 to the power 7. We can write it 10 to the power minus 14, right? 10 to the power minus 14 and 10 to the power plus 9, right? So by solving all these three in place of all these three, right? We can write what we can write? 14 minus 9, right? 14 minus 9 is 5, right? So 10 to the power minus 5, okay? 10 to the power minus 5 and 2 into 3, how much? 6, right? And now see denominator, right? 30 square is 900, right? So I'm writing here 900, and here 10 to the power minus 2 square. 10 to the power minus 2 square is how much? 10 to the power minus 4, right? Now you can see 10 to the power minus 5, 10 to the power minus 4. We can cancel it, and we can write here 10 to the power minus 1. Yes or no? Right? Now see, this is how much? This can be, if I am going to divide this two, here how much will come? 100, right? 100 can be written like 10 to the power 2, right? So further I am writing here 6, right? 10 to the power minus 1, right? And in denominator, what is present? 10 to the power minus 2. 100 can be written like 10 to the power 2, now, right? So 10 to the power 2, right? So in next step we can write 6 into 10 to the power. If I am bringing this one upside, right? Power becomes negative, right? So it becomes minus 1 into 10 to the power minus 2. So finally we can write 6 into 10 to the power minus 3, right? What about the unit? What about the unit? This is what we calculating force, right? So unit of force will be Newton, right? Newton, this is represented by N, right? So this way, by using Coulomb's law, we are able to calculate force between two charges, right? Okay. So next we are going to discuss Coulomb's law in vector form, right? Next we are going to discuss Coulomb's law in vector form, or vector form of Coulomb's law, okay? So I hope you are able to understand this part, right? So next we are going to discuss vector form of Coulomb's law, right? Okay. Vector form of as I discussed in last topic, what I discussed, with the help of Coulomb's law, I calculated force, right? And force is a vector quantity, right? So that's why we are going to study vector form of Coulomb's law, right? Okay. Now see, suppose two charges is given, right? Two charges located at 2 points. This is point 1, right? This is point 1, right? This is point 2. At point 1, Q1 charge is present, right? And point 2, Q2 is present, right? And position vector of point 1 is R1, right? And similarly, position vector of point 2 is R2, right? Yes. And now we are going to find force in vector form, right? So as you know, force will act along the line joining the two charges, right? So force will act along this line, right? So now first I am going to find force on one, right? Due to force on Q1, right? Force on Q1 due to Q2, which is equal to F12, right? And this force will come equal to K Q1 Q2 by K Q1 Q2 by R12 magnitude to the power 3, right? And here R vector, R12 vector, okay? You can see here I am putting here power 3. Why I am putting here power 3? Because 1R is here, right? So that's why in denominator power third is coming, right? Similarly, you are able to write. Similarly, we can write like this also. Similarly, force on Q2, right? Due to Q1, right? Which is equal to F21, right? And that will come K Q1 Q2 by position vector of R2 with respect to 1 magnitude to the power 3 and position vector of 2 with respect to 1, right? So these two formula you have to remember to find force in vector form, right? Okay. So now with the help of this formula I am going to find force between two charges, right? Or I am going to take one example, we can say like that, okay? So this is the formula, right? Now suppose I am going to take an example. Now see, suppose 2 point is given, right? This is one point, this is another point, right? And position vector, coordinate of both point is given, right? Coordinate of both point is given, right? What is the coordinate? Now see, suppose this one is 8, position of this point is 8, 10, right? Coordinate of this point is 5, 6, right? And two charges kept here. And suppose this one is point 1, this is your point 2, right? And charge at 1 charge at 1, right? Charge at 1 is 25 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb, right? And charge at 2, that means Q2, right? Q2 is equal to 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 coulomb, right? Okay. So now we are going to find force. Two things we are going to find, right? These two things. Find F12, right? And F12 and so see this is force on 2 due to 1 and this is force on 1 due to 2. These two things we are going to find, right? So as you see, formula is already written on the board, right? So by using this formula I am going to find the answer, right? Okay. Now see, 2, this is 0.1, so what 0.1 this charge is present, 0.2 this charge is present, right? So now see formula. What is the formula? K Q1 Q2. Position vector of R1 with respect to 2. That means we have to find R1 vector, R2 vector, right? And then we have to find position vector of R1 with respect to 2, right? Here coordinate of point is given, right? So if coordinate is given, then we are able to write the position vector, right? So suppose, so I am going to write position vector of point 1, that is R1, right? That is R1, and that R1 is how much? 8I plus 10J, right? Similarly R2, right? What is R2? As you see, R2 is 5I plus 6J, right? Now position vector of 1 with respect to 2, okay? So position vector of 1 with respect to 2, right? Which is equal to R1 minus R2, yes or no, right? R1 minus R2. R1 is given, this is your R1, so 8I plus 10J minus 5I plus 6J, right? If you are going to subtract this one, so you will get the value 3I plus 4J, right? So now this one is calculated, right? Similarly, we are also able to calculate magnitude of this one, right? So how much is the magnitude? So magnitude of R12 vector is basically root under 3 square plus 4 square, 3 square plus 4 square, that means 9 square plus 16, right? Sorry, so 3 square means 9 and plus 4 square means 16. So this is 25, right? So root under 25 means 5. So this one is magnitude of position vector of R1 with respect to R2 is how much coming? 5 meter, right? So this is calculated. So we are, by substituting this value in this formula, we are able to find the force, right? So now I am going to substitute the value. Okay. After that I am writing here. Okay. Now I am writing this side. So first I am going to calculate this quantity, right? Now see, just everything is available. Just I am going to substitute the value, right? K Q1 Q2. Okay, I am not going to write the formula. Formula is already written in that side. Just I am substituting the value. Okay. So K is known to you. K is how much? 9 into 10 to the power 9. And Q1 is given 25, right? 25 into 10 to the power minus 6, right? And Q2 is given 5 into 10 to the power minus 3, right? Now in denominator what will come? Magnitude of this one, right? So that means 5 to the power 3 will come, right? Magnitude of R1, R1, position vector of R1 with respect to R2 is what? This one, 5 now. So that's why I am substituting 5, right? And now one more thing we have to write, this vector, right? Position vector of R1 with respect to R2, right? So here space is not that much enough, so I have to rub this one. So no. Right, now you can see this is how much? 25 into 5, 125, right? And 5 to the power cube, 125, right? So this one is right. Now see 10 to the power minus 6, 10 to the power minus 3, so 10 to the power minus 9, right? And 10 to the power plus 9 is already here. So this one is cancelled by this 2, right? What value we have? 9 into this quantity, right? So 9 into 3i plus 4j, and further we can write it 27i plus 36j. And this is force, so unit will be Newton. Okay, so this is your answer of this question, right? So what I calculated? Force on 1 due to 2, right? Similarly, you are able to calculate force on 2 due to 1, right?